First question. Tom, when you started the album Praise and Blame in 2010,
yes,
did you actually conceive it as a trilogy and eventual companion to your autobiography?
Not at that time, but when I did the Praise and Blame,
okay,
was the first one with Ethan Johns. I didn't know how far that was going to go.
Okay.
We were going to do one album and see what happened.
Okay.
And it worked out so well. Then we did Spit It in the Room, and that worked out so well. So then we did a Long Lost Suitcase. So when we were doing the Long Lost Suitcase, that's when, because I picked the songs of
yes,
this last album myself because they were personal songs to me, And then Ethan said, this album sounds like autobiographical because you're picking songs from different parts of your life. And I said, well, I am writing a book, so we put them out together. He said, well,
okay,
it'd be a good idea if we could get them out together. So that's what we did. So the one complements the other. There's certain chapters in the book that we use the titles of the songs to go with them because they refer to a story.
Okay. So it was not a conscious effort for you to come up with
we didn't think
with
of
a common theme.
Not when we first started. It just one led to two, then to three.
Okay. You had some interesting cover versions in Long Lost Suitcase.
Yes.
My personal favorite is your version of the Rolling Stones' Factory Girl.
Oh, right.
Okay, how personal are these songs to you?
Yeah, well, that one, because when I first went to London, excuse me, when I first went to London in 1964, I couldn't make enough money to send money home to my wife and son.
Okay.
So my wife had to get a job in a factory, which she didn't really like. She did it to get money. So Factory Girl has always been close to my heart because she had to go and do something. I mean, if she had wanted to do it, then fine. If women want to work, there's no problem. As far as I'm concerned. But growing up in South Wales, unless your wife actually wanted to, to do something career-wise, then fine. But to go into work in a factory just to make money, I didn't particularly like it because I felt that I should have been providing myself, and at that time I couldn't. So that's why that Factory Girl is important because of that time.
Did you actually had the chance to meet Mick Jagger and Keith Richards?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I was with Mick Jagger about a month ago. Okay. In Los Angeles when he was rehearsing for his South American tour.
Okay.
He was with Ronnie Wood.
Okay.
We were at a party together, and so I had a chance to have a chat with him. And so I've seen him over the years because we both started,
okay,
in 64, 65, and did a lot of shows at that time, television shows like Top of the Pops and things like that.
Okay.
Ready, Steady, Go. all those shows. So all the British pop singers or rock singers or whatever you want to call them at the time were doing shows together, and package shows as well. Like for instance, when you talk about the Rolling Stones, I was singing at a club in Oxford Street in London in '64 with my band from Wales, and the Rolling Stones were booked in there.
Oh.
So I had a chance to be on the same bill and see what kind of thing they were doing. But to be honest with you, we were doing a very similar kind of show because it was basically rhythm and blues, blues songs and rock tunes, Chuck Berry stuff,
Yes.
And Mick Jagger was doing basically the same as I was. Our presentation was a little different, but the selection of songs were very similar.
Okay. In your new album, you also had a song. You also had a track called Elvis Presley Blues.
Yes.
Yes. There was a time when some of your older fans here in Manila considered you as a rival of Elvis. Did you ever felt that you had such a rivalry even back in the day?
No, we were never rivals because Elvis started before me, so he was already a huge star in the 50s. When I was a teenager, I was listening to 50s rock and roll music, and Elvis Presley was definitely one of my idols.
Oh.
So, when I met him in '65, I was surprised to know that he knew so much about me because I had 3 singles and 1 album, and he had them. You know, I was already there to tell him how much he'd influenced me, and he wanted to know how come I sing like I sing.
Okay.
Coming from Wales, he wanted to know about Wales. So we became friends early in 1965. So we were never rivals. We were always we were always commenting and listening to one another's recordings. And he came to see me in Las Vegas in '68, and that's what made him want to make a comeback in Vegas after he saw me in '68, because he felt that we were very similar.
Okay.
You know, so we were never rivals, no.
At this stage of your career, you are still actively performing and recording new material.
Yes.
What do you think is the secret to your longevity?
Well, first of all, my voice is still as strong as ever. Without that, I wouldn't be able to perform. You know, if I wasn't singing as well as I do, then maybe I would sort of not want to do as many shows as I do. But I like to listen to a lot of newer things that are being recorded. So I'm always interested in trying songs that I've never done before. Like the 3 albums now with Ethan, you know, I mean, that recording like that live in a studio is like going back to the start.
Okay.
And I like that. I like to do things that are not just sort of repeating myself over and over and over again. That's why I try to, well, which I am doing, recording new albums, you know, and I like it. I like being in the business. I like working with other people on television, you know, doing duets and sometimes recording. You know, when I had Reload, you know, they were all duets with a lot of people. So I like doing new things. That's what keeps me interested. But first of all, my voice has to be there in order to do it. And I think if you come from that background of growing up listening to the blues, rhythm and blues, gospel, country, and then 50s rock and roll music, that hasn't changed that much. You know, there was a big difference from the band era, let's say, you know, and then when rock and roll kicked in the 50s, there was a change there.
Okay.
But since then, you know, it's similar, the way younger people sing. Maybe they're doing a few more runs than they used to do then. But it's the essence is still the same. It hasn't changed that much. So that's why I think that's why people like to come to hear me sing. And I try, like we just did the Blues Fest in Byron Bay in Blues Festival in Australia, you know, which I'd never played before.
Okay.
But because of these albums that I'm doing now, there's interest coming from other areas, you know, like blues festivals, which I love, because it gives me a chance then to listen to other people and be on the same bill. Like the Blind Boys of Alabama, you know, the gospel group, were there, and so I asked them, because they wanted to do Didn't It Rain, which is a gospel song, you know, that I recorded, and they had recorded it as well, you see. So they came on the stage with me, and we did it. So things like that are very, very interesting to me, and that's why I keep doing it.
One last question. You were supposed to perform here in 2010.
Yes.
But that was cancelled, I believe, due to your laryngitis.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about finally making it here in Manila?
Oh, well, I've been wanting to come ever since. I mean, I came here once many years ago, and it was a great reception, and but it was just bad luck. It was acid reflux that had come up. It wasn't which caused laryngitis. You know, it was a thing that happened in the middle of the night, and it got into my vocal cords. So I saw, and we were in Singapore at the time, and so I saw an ear, nose, and throat man. But it wasn't. He just said you can't sing for the next 2 or 3 weeks, you know. And so I was scheduled to come here then, and I had to cancel. And that's one of the worst things for me, is to have to cancel shows. I hate it, because it takes away my strength, and I'm disappointing a lot of people. So I'm glad to be back now to to prove that it was just a glitch. It wasn't any permanent damage or anything. You know, it's so that's long gone now. But I'm here now.
And we're very happy to have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's it.